Hello, everyone. Now, okay, this is Martinelli. Alright, it's not beer. I'm straight edge. I don't drink beer. Okay, now, before you watch this review, I admit I'm digging myself a little hole here about talking about this movie. Now, Twilight, I honestly, I'm not one of those kind of people where I just hate something just because people hate it. Like, I don't hate Justin Bieber because, it's fun to hate him. Like, it is fun to hate him, but I don't hate him because of that. I hate him because his music sucks. Like, I honestly listened listened to his music, and it sucks. So when it comes to Twilight, I don't hate it because, it's fun to hate. Like, I hate it because of just how wasted of a movie this is. Like, I honestly thought it had a chance to be really good. Now, hold on. Now, the reason why I thought so was because I looked at the plot and I thought if they had a good director, they could turn this into something really interesting. Like everyone knows the plot where the girl moves to this town in Washington, which is the best state ever. So she moves to Washington, and then she meets this dude, and it turns out he's a vampire, and they fall in love, and blah blah blah. Like, you know, I actually thought that was a really good story. Like, I was a little bit confused that a vampire would actually fall in love with her, but I thought, because I didn't read the book, so I thought if I watch this, maybe my answers will be solved. And but the movie was bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like everyone says it was bad except the fangirls. Like, critics said it was bad, people said it was bad, um mass majority of people said it was bad. So I'm no exception. I thought it was bad, but I didn't think it was bad because because people just didn't like it, or I didn't just like it. I didn't like it because they wasted what could have been a good story here. What really killed this movie was just like the total like feel to it. Like, all the little bits of the bits wrong in the production kind of killed it. Like, the acting wasn't the main thing that killed it. The effects didn't really kill it. The mood or setting didn't really kill it. It's like they all added up with each other to kill it. Like, like you're like, for one thing, you're annoyed at the acting, and the camera work is a little botchy. Like, there's one part where it was kind of shaking when Bella was talking to her dad. The act, I think I mentioned acting already. Um, the the setting is always depressing and moody. Like, I know the books are depressing and moody, but in movies, you can't just have it one mood the whole time. Like, you have to change up the mood, like, or else you're gonna bore the audience, or you're gonna tire out your audience. Like, in Saw, people just generally think it's a straight up, like, gory, like, always suspenseful movie, but there's points in the movie where it's also like sweet and soothing for just like that 1 minute, to in order for the audience to relax. Like, this movie, Twilight, always feels like it's a continuous depressing movie, and that's not how it should be. It should just so all this just makes it bland, and it just turns out boring. Like, I honestly felt Twilight could have been better, and instead just wasn't it wasn't there. And also, besides being boring and bland, there are points in the movie that were annoying, like like everyone says the baseball scene. I have to agree. when they used Muse for the baseball scene, that kind of just felt like indulgence. Like, we got Muse, so we're gonna use it. So how they used it, it's just like they're playing baseball to the beat of the song, and it just comes off as really stupid because it's just like a bunch of slow-mo shots and a bunch of like weird special effects put in there, and then a bunch of like the actors are like during the scene the actors are acting like, how am I just trying to say this, they're acting like we're in this movie, so we're just having fun with it, something like that. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna explain that. So my other problem with this movie is just how, like, and this is the problem I have with the whole series, like, the other problem with this movie, besides, like, the whole everything just kind of killing it, is that the characters are unlikable. And I'll talk about this in, like, the New Moon review. I'll talk about that in the New Moon. So, here, the characters are not really likable because you're not given a chance to like them. Because here, you're kind of given a chance to like Bella, but she doesn't really do anything in the movie except, like, moan and groan. And Edward is sort of just like, he sort of just stares at her, like, he doesn't really do anything. And that also goes for the whole supporting cast. Like, they did nothing in this movie. You didn't, like, the one supporting character that you honestly had, like, some sort of attachment to was, like, the dad. Because the dad, like, when Bella left was it Charlie, because she was in danger, that was, like, the one time you felt sorry for a certain character. Everyone else, you never really felt an attachment, and you actually felt detached from Bella, because Bella is a frickin' idiot. And everyone else, you just sort of don't develop something to them. And I know that it's the first book, so maybe in the first book you weren't really, like, introduced to the supporting cast, but this is a movie, so you have to sort of develop it differently from how a book does it. Like that's the problem I had with Deathly Hallows. Deathly Hallows tried to follow the book closely, and it did, but it came off as dull because, like, it didn't really focus on being a movie first, because you're not just dealing with words or text, you're also dealing with, like, you're dealing with actually moving characters on screen. Like, if that makes sense. Like there's a difference between reading a book and watching a movie. Okay. Now, I think that's all I have to say about Twilight. Like, I don't really hate it. I'm just kind of disappointed that they wasted the movie, because I honestly thought it was going to be good. So the next movie then.